Hello, everybody. This is the Bat. I know that a lot of you know me because I've been on the show many times. I like to hang upside down. I like to drink blood. Sometimes people hold that against me. But I want to tell you something that's very important because I think Joel is coming. But I have to tell you, I've been living with Joel for quite some time now. And he is a wonderful human, but he's starting to make me a little crazy. He's an actor and a comedian, and it is a weird mix. It is a weird mix of a God complex and some kind of very serious insecurities. So it's a very strange thing to be around. And so I'm just, I'm on the lookout. This is a foster care situation. So if someone, needs a bat, I'm here. I know that a lot of you got some advice from an orange human that was saying to, like, I don't know, drink bleach or put bleach in your blood or put some Formula 409 into your blood system. And I'll tell you, that's not a good idea. And maybe you knew that because the guy already said that the windmills were causing cancer. You probably, it's probably okay. But if that did happen to you, I am willing to suck your blood out. I can't put in new blood. That will be on you. But I could suck out the blood. I'm a very strong creature because I hang upside down, and I'm very stealthy. I'm like a stealth bomber, but you can't see me at all. But I am willing to come into your house. You cannot get rid of the cats. I'm not an advocate of just throwing the cats to the curb because you made a commitment to the cats. So they can get their little virusy bodies with your virusy bodies and all that. But I will be there for you. That's what I'm saying. And so another thing that I wanted to showcase were my talents, because I can entertain you with some song. I know you don't know that bats have vast talents. This bat in particular, there's no show called Bats Got Talent. So I'm going to start that little segment right here called Bats Got Talent. Bring some of my bat friends in, I don't know. But today I'm going to sing you an uplifting song. Some of them know it. So let's get it going. Let's get it going. I've got the guitar. I got Joel's guitar here. Don't tell him. Love is but a song we sing. Fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring or make the angels cry. Though the bat is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, humans now, smile on your best friends. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. And I don't mean like physically love one another, just like on the Zoom or the house party or something like that. Come on, humans now, smile on your best friends. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Thank you very much. I think Joel is coming. Let's start the show. Let's get it going. Laugh therapy, Monday morning. Welcome to the week. Hello, everybody. So good to be here. I don't know. I can't really account for that guy. He's kind of a loose cannon, I think. I think that's what he is. I don't know, what's going on here or why he's like he is, but what can you do? What can you do? We got a big applause there for our friend. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He means well. he is a bat. A lot of us don't like bats that much. I don't know why. Why is it we feel, this animosity towards bats? Nobody really knows. But okay, so now that I got everything going, and I am so glad to be here, and I'm so glad that we have 11 people in the chat room. I hope you enjoyed the guest musician, I guess he is, and I hope that you will not put bats down, and if you have any bats that want to have a home, I mean, it's probably a good thing. I see that we have people in the chat room. Pam Cobb is watching us from D.C. So glad to have her here. We went to elementary school together, and it was a really fun time, and she had a horse. And someday I'll tell you guys about that. I don't know. Maybe. You never know. It's that kind of show. Kamala Lopez, my wife, loves the bat. So I suppose we'll bring him back on. I mean, he kind of hijacked the show at the beginning, and he's going to have to suffer a little bit about that. So because hey, bat food isn't free. It's not free. He's got to earn his keep. Maybe that's what he's doing, earning his keep. So we like on the show to take 3 deep breaths. I know I need 3 deep breaths, and I'm sure that you do too. And it's very good for you. So when you take in the breath, make sure that you fill your lungs, like fill even the back of your lungs, okay? So we're going to do it right now. Here we go. Hold it and then let it out. One more time. Feel it in the back of your lungs. Yeah. And let it out. Ginny Sykes says, what if we take 4 deep breaths? I invite you to take 4, even 5. They're free. Here we go. For those of you that haven't taken a deep breath yet, take this one. Hold it. You know this one. Everybody knows this one. And let it out. Okay, for those of you who are joining, for the first time, I want to let you know this is a place where we don't talk about quarantine and all that stuff, and we try and just keep it to calm, relaxed breathing. We don't have a lot of news. Sometimes we have olds. We tell stories. We interact with the chat room, and we try and have a good time. That's what we do. So it's not that we're ignoring what's going on in the world, and not that we don't think that that's important, which we do. It's just we were trying to stay sane. So I know it's getting a little crazy around my house. My wife put a label on the toilet seat that says, if you see this label, it's on the inside. If you see this label, the toilet seat's up, and you should probably put it down. I guess I've gone back to like caveman or something. I've become a caveman living in this cave. She also sent me a text message today. She's sending me a text message even though we're in the same house all day. And it says, how organization results in a healthier body. Perhaps you guys can learn from this too. When you've got clutter all around, your cortisol, stress hormone, levels spike, says Alexandra Franson, author of the checklist book, Set Realistic Goals. Celebrate tiny wins, reduce stress and overwhelm, and feel calmer every day. Chronically elevated cortisol levels can wreck your sleep, mess with your metabolism, and zap your energy levels, she says. Decluttering your physical environment feels amazing and can help bring those cortisol levels back into balance. Okay, so there you go, everybody. Declutter. If you need to read that book about decluttering, a while back, my wife read that book, about decluttering and about, and she took, all of my clothes and piled them on the floor in like a big pile. And she was picking up things and, hugging them and seeing if they, if she felt something for them. And then she hugged me and she just walked right out the door afterwards. She's gone for like a month. So if you do the decluttering, make sure that you
make sure that you don't get decluttered yourself. You don't declutter yourself right out of the picture. Now that perhaps spark joy, that's it. You hug the person and you see whether they spark joy. And I think on that day, perhaps I was not sparking joy. Mulva Phillips says she's been cleaning out the bathroom products this morning, which is a worthy thing to do. I like the chat room. I really enjoy the chat room. Ganell, this is from Twitch. So we're on Twitch, guys. We're not playing video games, but we're on Twitch. If anybody wants to go in that chat room someday, 4 breaths is making Ganell dizzy. All right, I got a really good thing for you guys today. And it's going to make you just real chill. This is an exercise in being super chill because it's Monday morning. We're like, how long is this quarantine thing going to go on? Who knows? We got to keep our sanity. We got to keep it really simple. We tried to do this thing, and that was not necessarily a big hit. We've been doing the breathing, which I think is probably making us all sane. Jay Gaffney is here. He says, my ex-wife needed to declutter, so she divorced me. Well, that's a charming story, Jay. Thanks for sharing that story here. I think that you need this. I think that you need this along with me. And here we go. This is a live video, and I'm talking live. I'm live, but this is also live. This is maybe a new thing that we're going to do on the show. It is a live video feed of a bird feeder. And not just any birds, but these are hummingbirds, right? These are hummingbird feeders. As you can see, there's a clock in the lower left-hand corner. Tells you what time it is. It's 12:12 p.m. This is somewhere in the valley, I think, Los Angeles area. But there are no... Oh, Mulva, thanks so much. I appreciate that because I'm having a little bit of a crash here because there are no hummingbirds. Oh, there's one. Oh, I'm going to move Mulva out of the way so you guys can see this. There's a hummingbird. Hi, hummingbird. We can't talk to him, I don't think. Oh, there's another one. Those dirty birds. Ginny says those dirty birds are messing up the feeders. It's so true. So true. Because they're beautiful in themselves. Just hanging there. Wow. Sometimes I got to take a little bit more time and just take in the world, right? So if that's not enough hummingbirds for you guys, I invite you to go to this. I'll put a link in the show notes. It's there for you any time of day if you don't have hummingbirds where you live. And now we're just going to gorge ourselves on a few hummingbirds here. This is called Birds in a Bath. For those of you that didn't get enough hummingbirds out of the last thing, this is quite good. Todd says, uh-oh. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Maybe he's referring to the fact that Jay Gaffney was in the Facebook chat. That's a definite uh-oh. So there's a bunch of hummingbirds for you guys. It feels good. I wanted to talk to you guys about something else today. And I have a friend. Last week we had Kevin Sherman on the show. Before that, we were talking about face dancing, and we were talking about that film where those people in the Netherlands, they came out and made a film about face dancing. Barham Sadeghi and Dick Laziedler. They are in the Netherlands. I want to inform you guys because I always get this wrong, and I think this is right now. When you're like Holland, Amsterdam, Holland, Dutch, there's all these different names for this area. It's actually called the Netherlands. So when you refer to that area where Amsterdam is and Holland and Dutch and the windmills and all that stuff, you're talking about the Netherlands. And that's not like a collection of countries. It's not like Sweden and Norway and Finland. It is its own country. For some reason, they call it the Netherlands. Are there a lot of countries that have the in front of it? The United States of America. There's one. The Netherlands. It's not so odd. It's not so odd. I don't know. Can anybody think of another country? Maybe there are a lot of them. I don't know. That start with the. The Canada. There's not really the Canada. The Venezuela. This is like a trivia question for you guys. Is there another country that starts with the? Some people like to say the Ukraine, but people don't like that. People from Ukraine can't stand that. It's something, I think they got it from Risk, the game Risk. Where can I get me some wooden clogs? That would spark some joy. That would spark some joy for me, wooden clogs. Although I got to imagine that they're not that comfortable. I got to imagine. So back to my story here. My story is the USA, damn it. The USA, the USA. Sometimes in football games they say the Ohio State. I don't know why. The football players always say that. Andrew Nordby's here. Andrew Nordby. So glad to have him here on the Facebook. He says the Glen. The Glen. I don't know if that's a country. A lot of you are afraid of trivia. I know that. A lot of you just have a fear of trivia because you think you're going to maybe look weird. Thank you. I finally got a couple here. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Leave it. Oh, Joe Thornton says hi. Hi, Joe Thornton. The Falkland Islands is another one. The Falkland Islands. We are playing a little bit of trivia here, Joe. I know I don't always like to call people out, but when they comment, sometimes I like to put their comments on the screen. You can pop into the Facebook feed or pop into the YouTube feed and not say anything. I won't call you out. I can't see your names or anything. So, if you want to be one of those stealth people that hides in the shadows and watches the show, I would love that. So, but I also love it when people call out like this. Netherlands means lower countries. God, we're learning so much today. I love this. We're learning about the Netherlands. So now I'm gonna introduce you to somebody from the Netherlands. His name is Baram Sadeghi. You will hear his name quite a bit. He is somebody that he first rose to fame on the internet because he lives in the Netherlands. He called up the NSA and he heard that the NSA was taking our emails from Gmail and storing them away. And so he decided to call up, I guess the NSA actually has a helpline. So he called up the helpline and he said, I accidentally lost one of my emails and I wanted to get it back. I deleted it accidentally and I know that you guys are saving all my emails, so I would like to get it back. And so they actually took him seriously. There's a whole, I invite you guys to Google this, Baram Sadeghi calling the NSA, because it's hilarious, because they actually are like taking him seriously. And he's very dead serious. And he's a really fantastic guy. And I'm going to introduce you to him now because he's done something else. Over there in the Netherlands, I guess he was getting a lot of emails from a particular candidate. And he decided to, I'll let you see what he decided to do. I'm not going to play the whole thing, of course. I have edited it down a bit. But, I'll be back. I'll be there in the corner for you guys.
Today, exactly 1 year ago, I, Baram Sadeghi, received my first email from Joe Biden. In the next 1 hour, I will read all those emails, only the subject lines. Baram, can I convince you? Last call. Can we list you as an early supporter, Baram? Baram, do you want to work with us? A simple request. Proud. Sorry, Baram, did you miss this? Don't watch the debate alone, Baram. Please, Baram, if you only read one more email tonight, we hope it's this one. We wish we didn't have to send you this. Baram, do you have plans for July 20? Baram, we will book your flight for the next Democratic debate. A few quick questions. Must see. Are you with me? Baram, don't miss your chance to go to the next debate. Baram Sadeghi, respond requested. Let's talk about the debate. Last call. Win a trip to the next debate. You are not on the first list, Bahram. Yes, no. Are you worried about foreign interference?
So these are all the emails
News
that Bahram received
alert.
from
Can you look
Joe
at this
Biden.
before the debate, Bahram? Please, Bahram. Bahram. Joe absolutely needs you before tonight. Bahram. Disappointed. We have to address what's happening in America. Tell us where to send your sticker, Bahram. 2 tickets to Houston with Bahram's names on them. We are worried. We think this would look great on you, Bahram. Win a free trip to the next debate. I gotta ask you, Bahram. Joe Biden emailed you. Don't miss it. Free trip to the debate. A little house on North Washington Avenue. A leader the world respects. I know Joe Biden. New exclusive schemes add all the way through. Please read and donate whatever you can, Bahram. We keep emailing. Bahram, I'm asking. Surging 24 hours. Jaw-dropping as of 9 p.m. Will Joe Biden see Bahram's name on this list? Bahram, can you represent 10,000?
I don't know if you guys find that relaxing. It's kind of soothing to listen to 1,700 email subject lines from Joe Biden to Bahram Sadeghi. To me, it's just it indicates something about our system right now, that all the candidates have to be like the Columbia Clearinghouse record company trying to get you to subscribe to their thing, and or they're trying to sell you merchandise, or they're trying to, I mean, it's maddening, but this is, yeah, and they act like they're, they have to act like they're your friend, or they're like your crazy ex who's like stalking you. Like, Bahram, I sent you an email. How come you haven't responded? I've been looking for your response. Where is it, Bahram? What does it come to that these candidates have to spend all this time, and it's humiliating. It's quite humiliating, because you wouldn't want your crazy ex to be president. You wouldn't want somebody that guilt tripped you all the time. What are we thinking here? What are we thinking? I think we need to rethink, obviously, campaign finance. This is not a political show in any way. This is a comedy show. But if you do want to watch an hour of Bahram Sadeghi reading those emails, it is quite fun. It is quite fun. But it also says something about where we are with this world. And it also says, hey, maybe we ought to check the bird feeder again. Oh, that's so much better. It's the Russians. The Russians are email blasting. You think the Russians are email blasting Bahram Sadeghi? Wow, that's good. I like that. But I don't think so, because they're asking you to donate $5, donate $5, donate $5. I think it's weird, though, because they're blasting a guy in the Netherlands, asking him to donate $5, which that doesn't seem like it's part of the campaign financing laws. I don't know. This is something for us to discuss in the future. But right now, we're going to go to this next thing, which is I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, is the other day I saw Matt Latimer, a friend of mine. He was on the trivia night. A lot of you, I told you guys about this trivia night, and a lot of you joined in, and immediately when Jeff Lohman gave us all the questions, you suddenly disappeared. And I can understand, because you should probably never, ever join a trivia night with a history professor. Because what they think is that we're thinking about all the time. It was all political leaders over history. All the questions were that. And none of them, most of us got one right, I think. But, I hung in there. And Camel and I were able to answer at least, I think, probably 7 of them. But it was because of the way they were phrased. But the person who won is this guy, Matt Latimer. And Matt Latimer, I don't think I had actually seen him. He's been watching the show, but I don't think I've seen him in, besides like a class reunion, decades probably. And he swooped right in there, won the whole thing. And I'm kind of, irritated with him. I don't know how he knew all that stuff or what he's been doing. He's like a lawyer or something. I guess he's been studying. I remember him as just a total goofball. He and I used to recite Steve Martin routines to each other. But one thing that comes to mind is one time there was a place out in Marysville. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it's supposed to be the most spiritually, one of the most haunted places in the entire country. It's a graveyard that's way, way out there in Marysville. And I don't know what Marysville is like now. Marysville is probably like a major city now. But at the time, it was just fields, just all these wheat fields. And there was Pete Gradwell says, Matt is a wonderful, solid human being, but he did cheat. Thank you very much. Thanks for backing me up on that. There's a thing called Google that I think he must have been using. Anyway, Matt and I went out there one night. It was after I got off work. I worked at a movie theater. So it was like, 12:30. We all piled in a car. We went out to this haunted place out in the middle of Marysville. And there's a big, huge oak tree that lets you know that you're almost there. And in the oak tree, the story is somebody was hung there. Somebody was hung by the neck there until dead. Yeah. And you get to hear that story as you go out. And it is dark, man. I don't know if you guys have been out in the country, but it is dark. There's no street lights. There's nothing. And we pull off on the side of this road. And apparently this is the entrance to where you're supposed to go down this dirt road. And at the end, there is some kind of a graveyard down there. And in that graveyard, apparently they have all these satanic rituals. And people had gone there and seen all this horrible, like sacrifices and things and run away. And some people don't live to tell the tale. There was even like one time somebody went there and there was a grave that it was dug. It was a dug grave. And then the next night they went there and there was dirt over it. And then the next night they went and there was grass there that had been growing there for years. So Matt and I are there and Brian Keaton and maybe Jeff Lohman, I don't know, but we got out of the car and we started crunching down that road, and it was scary stuff. Goofballs, very true. Yeah, so we were like really scared, genuinely scared. I don't know if you guys have had these moments in your life where you're so terrified that you start to like tear up. That's what we were starting to tear up. And then but we were all, like trying to be tough, and we had flashlights and we're walking out and we put flashlight on this. There was a car smashed in the woods, and spray painted on the side it said "Go back." Yeah. And then there was a gate across the road and there was a sign on it, and it was all just total gibberish. And we climbed over that sign. We kept going because mainly because Brian Keaton was making us feel bad because we had driven all the way out there and we weren't going to go to see the actual grave site. And at that moment, something incredible happened. Matt said to me, he said, and we were like seriously tearing up. It was completely dark, crunching along the gravel, about to go to see some satanic ritual where someone was going to be killed, probably. And he turned to me and he said, we should have brought something with us. And at the same time, we simultaneously said, a big inflatable banana. We said it with one voice. We said it so in synchronization that it was as if we had to ask each other, did you just say a big inflatable banana? And he was like, yeah, I said a big inflatable banana. You didn't say it, did you? And I did. So that was like maybe that was part of the satanic thing that was going on there where people speak the same words at the same time in a big inflatable banana. And at that moment, we got so petrified that we just took off running down the road. And you know that moment where you take off running down the road and then everybody else takes off because they think that you saw something, or you think even Brian Keaton was just like running like a scared little child. And we never went back there. Never went back there. My wife says that is homoerotic. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is sort of erotic. Big inflatable banana, of course. It is some symbolism. You know, don't think that we didn't think about that for a long time afterwards. Like, why did we say big inflatable banana? Why were we thinking about that so much in that moment of fear? Yeah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. I thank you all for being here. I ran out of time. I had a bunch more stuff. Oh, that's it. A big inflatable banana may be a metaphorical stand-in for your coming of age manhood. That is such a good way to state that. Thank you. That's why I married this woman. Besides the fact that she puts the signs on the toilet so that I know when to close the lid, and that she texts me great tips about how to keep tidy and keep the cortisol levels low. But now we're going to end the show. I know, the time just goes too fast. I think it does. I don't know. Maybe YouTube doesn't. But let's... Oh, wow. I just got to put this on here because we got something from Periscope. Periscope is like Twitter. Almost never Ken Bassinet. Wow, I did that breathing exercise with weed. Yeah, I feel really good. Well, as long as you're breathing and, breathing in whatever it is that oxygen is good. Some people, they, breathe in other things. But as long as it relaxes you and it makes you feel good and gets some oxygen in your body, I am totally with you, Ken. Joe likes that. He's smiling. I hope there's a lot of smiling going on out there because this is lunch therapy. And, sometimes it's confused with laugh therapy because that's what it is. It's some laugh therapy. So I'm going to end this thing with something I'm going to close the lid on this show. And you can exhale during this next thing. It's another clip that I found kind of cool. It's Lenny Kravitz. I know you guys probably like Lenny Kravitz, but this is Lenny Kravitz in a different situation.
I was just sitting up on a terrace having a drink, and I hear some strange music. Come on.
Apparently, Lenny Kravitz just heard this happening down the street and just went down there to see what it was. And it was this choir that was practicing one of his songs. So he went down there to check it out, and they're all freaking out. And then he gets on the drums. There he goes. He's on the drums, just like jamming out. Thank you, Matt Wright, for that anecdote. That's something else. That happens. It's happened to me before too. Lenny Kravitz. I guess he's the horn dog, or was. I don't know. And then, you know, I mean, it's a real testament to your wife that she didn't go for that guy, because look at her, man. Look at her. And then he starts singing. I'm going to get to that part.